Can you hear me? I'm in yellow. Okay, Taylor's in black now.
Did you hear me better in black now?
It is working on my...
And I don't know if it's something wrong with the website.
That goal for the Hornets will tie it up at 5. Holly Cunha bringing the ball down the near side of the field, able to use her speed and beat the Hornets opposing player there, Kelsey Trevisan. Apologies for mispronouncing some names up here. We do our best. We'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having here. Been trying our best to figure out the sound here, and it seems like we finally were able to do so. So thank you to all of you who've bore with us here, as we are a completely student-run broadcasting team, and we appreciate your patience. And again, we are here for this women's lacrosse matchup between the Hornets of Lynchburg University and your Knights of Southern Virginia University. We've played just over 16 and a half minutes in this first half in what's been a really tight game. That was 5-5, and that goal for the Hornets, Dara Gregory, will give them a 1-goal lead. Gregory, the junior from Salisbury, Maryland. And if you are just joining us and haven't been watching the first little bit, been a very back and forth, tight game, and Taylor, that's kind of what we expected coming into this game, that it would be a really tight game, evenly matched, and we were just hoping for a good one, especially on this senior night for the 3 seniors that we are celebrating here for the Knights.
Yeah, it's been a good lacrosse game. I mean, so far we've seen a great defense from both sides of the team. SVU's been doing a great job of slowing down the fast break and really allowing the midfielders to get down and set up in order to do an effective defense. And even on the attacking side, SVU's done a great job of being patient and really waiting for that ball. And the Hornets have just done a phenomenal job of pressuring in the midfield, which has resulted in a couple of turnovers, which has allowed them to have possession of the ball on their attacking side more than the Knights. But regardless, it's been a great physical game all the way around. And the best part about it being so physical is that it's still clean lacrosse.
So we have a player down there for the Hornets holding her head. Hope she's okay. Looks like she's hurting a little bit, but going to stay on the field, and Knights will now have possession of the ball.
The Knights are doing a great job of really keeping their composure with such a physical amount of defense on them that the Hornets are applying. They're doing a good job of getting open and making clean passes and almost waiting an extra second to make sure that those passes are going to be successful. Which so far they've been successful getting the ball down the attacking side and taking some shots on goal.
And that pass from Hannah Davis just a little too high for Tyler John there. And Hornets looking to break quickly, and that's Carly Sandler carrying the ball up the field right through the middle and able to find her teammate Nikki Santora. And that's Nikki's 2nd goal of the game, 25th goal on the season for the graduate student from Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Like I mentioned, Nikki, a graduate student, currently pursuing her master's in business administration. As we come to another break here, timeout. Not sure who called the timeout, Taylor, but Knights are down 2 now after we've played 18 and a half minutes here, just 11 minutes and 28 seconds remaining here in this first half. And as I mentioned before, we are celebrating 3 seniors for the Knights, Hannah Davis, Kelsey Ray, and also Lauren Thatcher. And Hannah will graduate this year with a degree in liberal arts and plans to move back to Utah to teach elementary school while coaching lacrosse. In her career, Hannah has brought in 80 ground balls, caused 43 turnovers, and has recorded 117 points, scoring 88 goals and 29 assists, while being 2nd in program history with 130 draw controls. When asked about the program, Davis had these words to share. When I look back at my time being a part of Southern Virginia's women's lacrosse, there are so many good memories that stick out to me. One of those is our perfect season being cut short last year. Another thing that sticks out to me is all the accomplishments and milestones this program and myself has reached since I have been here. Lastly, the friendships and relationships I have formed because of SVU lacrosse are irreplaceable and hands down the best thing about being a part of this program. And just have to appreciate all of Hannah's efforts and what she's done for the program. Obviously being a mainstay here for the Knights team. And as you've mentioned, you've been able to witness firsthand her hard work both on and off the field. And just want to congratulate her for a great career here in a Southern Virginia uniform, and celebrate her today, as I'm sure her teammates are doing. And I'm sure the team is giving a little extra effort for those three seniors to try to get them this win in their last official home game for the Knights.
We're getting ready to come off this timeout. Pretty much we'll be taking the draw again for SVU. And so far during this first part of the first half, the draws have really seemed to be pretty even so far, which I think is why this game is so close. Because those 50-50 balls are pretty consistent with both teams, which you really haven't seen too much of in the past. So it's definitely a welcome change so far.
As ball was picked up by Hannah Davis, and then it's going to be given right back to the Hornets off a great check there by Kelsey Trevisan. And then Hannah is going to be called for the push as well. So Hornets will retain possession. And that was a good point, Taylor. Everything's been about even in this game, but the last few draw controls have gone to the Hornets, and that that has helped them take this 2-goal lead here, as they're looking for another one. And that shot by Trevisan off the pipe, picked up by another senior, Kelsey Ray, and she's going to take this one down the far sideline all by herself, doing a great job on the clear. At one point had about 3 players right on her, and she's able to carry it all the way to the attacking end, and then she'll find her teammate Natalie Rice.
Yeah, Kelsey did a great job of just keep moving, right? I mean, keep moving, it makes it harder for them to stop you. So, great effort by her. She's able to give her team a chance to go on offense and hopefully answer back for this 2-goal lead that the Hornets have right now.
Yeah, just to catch everyone up, while we were without sound there, Alyssa Johnson has 1 goal for the Knights, Natalie Rice has 2, and Hannah Davis and Paige Sieverts both adding 1 goal. And it is Paige Sieverts with the ball right now. Good job evading those back checks. And Chloe Mitchell trying to find a teammate there, cut out by Tori King for the Hornets, and they're going to have another fast break. And this is the second time that we've seen Carly Sandler using her wheels, but that was even better defense there by Roxy, able to get the ball on the ground. But again, Hornets able to come up with it. Nikki Santora, again, a graduate student, and there are a few graduate students on the Hornets roster, and that's got to help them out a lot, just having so much experience.
Yeah, and I think we've definitely seen a couple of shining moments from Lynchburg's graduate students, but SVU's defense has done a great job of reading the attack and figuring out where the ball is going to be before it happens. They've really given SVU's attack a great opportunity, multiple chances to make something happen so far. SVU's going to have the ball again on the attacking side, with Alyssa Johnson being behind Cage. We saw this play a little bit earlier on in the game where she rolled behind and was able to finish in front of the crease. It looks like the Hornets were able to send that double team quicker this time and stop her from doing that again.
Yeah, great job collapsing there by the Hornets defense, actually having 3 against 2 there, double teaming the ball and not making it easy for Alyssa Johnson. And again, we're going to have a fast break opportunity, and this time it's Carly Sandler finishing the goal, not showing off her wheels down the middle of the field. And that's really hurt the Knights the past 3 or 4 minutes of play, is those fast breaks. There's a turnover, and the Hornets are not wasting any time getting up the field as fast as they can. And they're taking advantage of the 5-on-4s, 4-on-3s, those fast break opportunities. They just look really composed, as we'll have a midfield switch up for the Hornets and have all 3 new midfielders coming in for them.
Yeah, I think the Hornets have figured out SVU's defense. I mean, SVU's doing a great job of stopping the ball in total defense, but they really seem to be struggling to stop that fast break, which makes it hard when you're 5-4 and you're down a defender. But
Knights are able to control the draw, and it's Natalie Rice going one-on-one. Beautiful dodge there and able to finish. There was a whistle on the field. Not sure if they're going to call this before or after. Looks like they're going to keep the goal.
yep, it looks like she's going to end up getting that goal. There was no stick check, though. But it looks like they're going to count it. Great individual effort again by Natalie Rice. The first half of this quarter, or this half, Natalie has done a great job of really kind of being everywhere. She's definitely been one of those players that has helped with the momentum on the Knights side. She's had a couple individual efforts that have been really successful, and she's definitely one of those players to continue to watch out for.
Yeah, her hat trick today gives her 13 goals on the season already, and Knights are going to get the ball back again.
Looked like it was a illegal draw on the Hornets, which is great news for SVU's Knights. They can win the draws, they can get the ball on the attacking side, and so far after every draw that they've won, they've been successful getting it in the back of the net.
And there's a feed there, and Chloe Mitchell did a wonderful job on corralling it after the deflected pass. But again, Broughton in cage for the Hornets, adding another save. And she's looked really good today. Hasn't really been the starter that much this season. Last year as a freshman was the starter. Had a 40% save percentage. Really doing well in cage as a freshman. This year had to kind of battled for her spot in goal, and today she's definitely showed up, making some key saves for her team. As the Hornets are back on the offensive end, leading 8-6 with just under 6 minutes remaining now. Good little 2-man game there, and Carly Sandler's shot just goes wide. Hornets get started quickly, and that kind of caught the Knights off guard, but Jessica Webb makes a great save.
I think the Knights thought that it was their ball. There was a little bit of confusion, which the Hornets were able to use to their advantage, but Jessica Webb was able to be a wall. I mean, last game she really showed up and made her presence known on the field, and I think she's done that again this game so far. She's also had a good game, really keeping the Knights in this game and keeping the score close.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier on, but with technical difficulties, probably weren't able to hear it, but Jessica Webb did break the school record in the last game with her 21 saves. The previous record was 16 saves in a single game, so beating that record by 5 goals. So congratulations to her. and in her young career, and that's Tyler John there, able to get right on crease. Wasn't quite able to finish it, but she's going to have a free position attempt here. She's going to go right to cage, and she's able to finish. Great composure there. Showing off her patience, letting the defenders try to make their checks, protecting her stick, and also not forcing the shot as soon as she had an opportunity, but waiting for the best possible angle. Just great composure there by the freshman out of Sandy, Utah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Just great composure. She's a freshman coming into this program, and so far she's already shown the maturity as a junior or a senior. I mean, it takes great patience and a fantastic lacrosse IQ to be able to be patient and wait for that perfect shot, pretty much. And she's really been a key player this first half of the game, showing up and making sure that she's doing everything she can in order to keep her team close and competitive with the Hornets.
Yeah, everyone really leaving it all out on the field today. As we mentioned, trying to get that last home victory for the three seniors that will be moving on. And for Tyler John, that's her 6th goal on the season. And the Knights again able to control the draw as Alyssa Johnson was able to snag that one out of the air. And here we have another opportunity for the Knights. It's Paige Sieverts working hard to get to the middle of the field with that left hand. Ball now on the stick of Alyssa Johnson, working one-on-one against the Hornets' Madison Knight. Great double team there. Sliding over was graduate student Erin Gardner, defender from Stewartsville, New Jersey. Was 3rd team All ODAC in 2019 and really kind of the anchor of that Hornets defense, and showing why there on that play.
Number 3, Kelsey Travison is going to have a free position here. Great stop by SVU's defender Madison Roberts. The Hornets offense showing great patience, trying to work the ball around.
Yeah, that's a good individual matchup to watch. Trevisan and Maddie Roberts now. Still hard not to say Maddie Dibble, but congratulations to her on her recent marriage to husband Parker. But Kelsey Trevisan for the Hornets, 39 goals and 13 assists on the season, and in her career, 152 goals, 59 assists for a total of 211 points as Lynchburg is able to find the back of the net. And it was Kelsey. So getting to that 40 goal mark on the season.
The Hornets are going to be switching out their midfield again, which I think is a great tactic to have. I mean, when you're running midfield, you're running defense and attack. You really just have to have chemistry with who you're playing with. And the Hornets typically seem to have their midfield dialed in, and they have specific chemistry with each group that come onto the field. I definitely think that's a big kind of notch up that they have against SVU's Knights. But regardless, SVU has done a great job of really kind of staying even and leaving it all out on the field.
And again, that's Trevisan. And she's going to be called for stepping in the crease there. Good job by the defense, able to collapse on her. Going back to her, in 2019, had 50 goals, which is tied for 9th in all-time Hornets history in single-season goals. And looking like she's probably going to get to that number again, as they still have 4 games on the schedule after this one, I believe. Currently 6th all-time in points with 211. And she only needs 2 points to pass Nicole Locker, who graduated in 08, and actually just needs 1 more now after that goal to move up to 5th all-time in career points. So just a great career for Trevisan for the Hornets, as they're going to have another opportunity on offense as we're coming down to 1 minute of play remaining here in this first half. Hornets still holding on to that 2-goal lead, 9-7.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of hot potato in the midfield there by both teams, but the Hornets were able to come up with it and able to get their attack kind of going, setting up their offense here. Easy save by Jessica Webb. As we're coming down to 50 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, and we end up saying that quite a bit on a Jessica Webb save. Just makes it look so easy in cage for the Knights. Natalie Rice is coming down this near side of the field, colliding with Trevisan. Pass there, just a little low for Sydney Sewell. Going to be turned over back to the Hornets, who, if they hurry, could have another chance here. So we're under 10 seconds. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it. Oh, Alyssa Johnson had a chance to pick that one up, but horn is going to blow, and we're going to go into halftime. And the Hornets are going to continue to have a 9-7 lead. We will take a break along with both teams and be back with you here shortly for the second half of this matchup. Welcome back to the Fields at Night Stadium on this beautiful Saturday and what's been a great matchup between the Hornets of Lynchburg University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. First half was pretty back and forth. Lynchburg was able to go into halftime with a 2-goal lead. Nice hold on to that 9-7 lead, but Knights are able to control the first draw.
Yeah, the last minute of the first half was a little sloppy lacrosse from both teams, so hopefully they're able to get out their nervous jitters and able to start the second half like they did the first half and just have really good, even lacrosse. SVU Knights showing a lot of patience on the offense, really waiting for that perfect goal. Looks like Natalie Rice will take it to cage and pull it out. Natalie's had a great game so far. She's really shown a lot of individual effort that have helped with the momentum of the attack for sure.
Yeah, she has 3 goals in this game, leading the Knights. As there's a good dodge by Tyler John, but good defense there by Leah Dumas, who has 2 goals and 1 assist, leading the Hornets in points, as there's a goal by Alyssa Johnson, able to bring the Knights back within 1.
It's a beautiful finish by Alyssa Johnson. That angle from here looked almost like a no-angle shot. Alyssa's definitely one of those players that is a huge asset for the Knights' defense and attack. We haven't seen too much of her early on, but she did have 1 goal, and this is her 2nd goal now. So she's definitely being a presence, kind of coming back to the play that she used to play. But great effort by her.
We've had just about a minute and a half of play here in the second half, and now just a 1-goal lead for the Hornets, as it's 8-9 now. And as this game moves forward here in the second half, these draw controls are going to be really huge, as Hornets are able to control that one, as Leah Dumas able to pick that one up. And again, just a little unsettled fast break gives the Hornets another really good opportunity, but Jessica Webb was able to make another save, and the ball's on the ground. And as Taylor mentioned at the beginning of this game, those 50-50 balls are definitely a key to the game for either team. Whoever is going to win those 50-50 balls is most likely going to come out on top. And again, we see the ground ball war, and Hornets able to come out with the ground ball.
The Hornets are showing a very settled attack, which we've seen a couple of times, but they've been really pushing for that fast break. And so far, SVU's defense has done a great job of being able to slow them down when they have the opportunity to have a settled defense and a settled offense. But that's going to be a call on Madison Roberts from across the body, which will give the Hornets an 8-meter opportunity.
And that was Nikki Santora, and that is going to be her 3rd goal on the day for the graduate student out of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. As I mentioned before, getting her master's in business administration, plans to go into advertising and film production. Did her undergrad at William Smith College, where she had 60 goals, 17 assists, and won 3 league titles. Another cool note about Santora, her brother is an assistant coach for the men's team that Knights men's team played earlier on in the season in a pretty good matchup, and Hornets men's team obviously having a great season, currently sitting at number 5 in the rankings. So whole family a part of the Lynchburg Lacrosse family for the Santoras. So, and she's had a wonderful game today and gives the lead, pushes the lead back up to 2, 10-8, and they're going to get the ball again after another Knights turnover. And that is their 14th turnover of the game.
Hornets are going to have a settled offense again. They're really looking for that fast break, but SVU so far this half has done a really good job of slowing them down and really kind of forcing them out and away from the 8. Beautiful check.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a point of emphasis for the coaching staff for the Knights during halftime, was really slowing down the fast break for the Hornets, as that was a really big struggle for the Knights in the first half. I want to say at least 4 of their goals came from fast break. And Knights defense really doing a great job today, standing their own against a pretty good offense for the Hornets, with a few players that have really scored a lot of goals over their career, and some graduate students and seniors who've played a lot of minutes for the Hornets. And there's another save by Webb.
Within these past 2 games, I think I'm going to give Jessica Webb the nickname of the wall. She's really shown up these past 2 games and really helped keep the Knights within close goals here. But it looks like that one snuck past her. Looks like it came off of her stick and into the goal, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's the second time this game that she's had that happen to her. Obviously, it got to be a little bit frustrating for her, especially with how well she's played throughout the whole season, but especially last game, obviously breaking the single game record of saves, and today already with 9 saves as well. So on track to get right back on the leaderboard and put herself in first and second in single game saves. But that goal for the Hornets will give them a 3-goal lead. And that was a great draw for Chloe Mitchell, able to find Alyssa Johnson. No opportunity for a fast break there, so Knights will pull it out and gets set up. And we're seeing something a little different here. Madison Knight for the Hornets is shutting off Alyssa Johnson, so they want to keep her out of the offensive attack. And what that is going to do is open up a lot more space for the Knights, as that was a really good opportunity for Hannah Davis, cutting in the middle. But another great save by Broughton. There's an opportunity.
It's a great effort by Natalie Rice, able to get a one-on-one with the Hornets goalie, but unable to finish.
Yeah, it looked like that one went right off Broughton's shoulder or arm as she's shaking that arm off, but that was a great save, and what could be a vital save moving forward in this game, as that's basically a 2-goal swing there, as Broughton makes a save and then the Hornets go down and put a goal in the back of the net. As as that was Trevisan with the goal, assisted by Corinne Lemaire. Again, apologies if we were pronouncing any names wrong for you, for those family members out there watching today. And just like that, 3 goals in a row after the Alyssa Johnson goal that pulled it within 1, and 3 quick goals in succession for the Hornets will give them a 4-goal lead, 12-8 here with 24 minutes remaining.
This is the biggest lead so far that the Hornets have had over the Knights, and if anything, that's going to tell you how close this game is, and they're going to score again, making it a 5-goal lead pretty early on in the second half.
Yeah, that was Carly Sandler there that was just able to get to the middle of the field and right on crease, and when shots are coming from that close, it's really hard for any goalie to make that save, and Carly Sandler with her 2nd goal on the day, 19th goal of the season, and her 79th goal in her career. She now has 19 goals and 20 assists on the season, currently 7th all-time in career assists for the Hornets, as both her and Trevisan continue to move up in the all-time leaderboard in points, assists, and goals, as we have timeout here for the Knights, and still plenty of time here as we have 24 minutes and 7 seconds remaining for the Knights to come back, as they're only down 5, and they've shown both on the offensive end that they can score and the defensive end that they can make stops. But what do you think the Knights can do to kind of slow down this game? Because that's when they've looked the best, when they're controlling the pace of play.
Yeah, I think, when I just watched the season so far, I'm kind of getting a little bit of deja vu, where the Knights have had a great couple sets, and then as soon as the other team gets a little bit of momentum and gets ahead by 3, 4, 5 goals, you kind of see SVU get really frantic. And I think right now the biggest thing for them is to recognize that there's still 24 minutes left in the second half, and they very easily could make 5 goals within those 24 minutes to either tie up the game or to pull ahead. But with that as well, they also need to be able to stop the Hornets from scoring any more goals. And I think Jessica Webb has put forth a great effort in this game, and defense has also done a great job of slowing it down. But I think a critical part of this game with changing momentum will be SVU's attacker and midfielders really stepping up and pressuring in the midfield, as we've seen the Hornets do the first half of this game and so far the first 6 minutes of the second half. But I think if they're able to pressure ball appropriately and able to win those 50-50 balls, it very easily could swing momentum to the Knights side.
As there is a 50-50 ball won there by Natalie Rice off a good effort from her to pick up that ground ball. See Lauren Thatcher with the ball coming up the far side. Really haven't seen much from her today, as Alyssa Johnson's able to pick up that ground ball and get right to the middle of the field, evading a few defenders and find the back of the net for her hat trick on the day. And moving forward, as the lead's going to be cut down to 4 now, 9-13 for the Hornets. Moving forward offensively, the Knights really need to get Lauren Thatcher involved. Obviously, all-time leader in points for the Knights. Really want to have her involved in the offense in some way, and really that was the first time we've really seen her had the ball.
Yeah, and I mean it could be game jitters, right? I mean this is a senior night, and Lauren Thatcher is one of those seniors that we're celebrating today, and it could be a little bit of emotion involved too. So it's her last game on a Knights home field this season, and I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts running through her mind, but she's a huge asset for the Knights attack to have, and I think if they're able to incorporate her more, we'll see a huge change with how the offense is run.
As the Hornets are able to control that draw, and they'll have another go at it on the offensive end. So the Knights are able to transition back defensively. So the Hornets will get set up.
And the Hornets are really pushing that quick dodge. They're setting up outside of the 12, which they haven't done too much the first half of the game, and they're really just focusing on the 1v1 dodge to the cage, which so far in this first half has been pretty successful with them being able to get their hands free and ahead of the SVU defenders.
Yeah, they kind of all set up around the 12, and then two of them will cut through, and then the Dodger will follow right in behind. It's confusing the Knights' defense. But last game, as we're going to have a goal there for the Hornets, again, Nikki Santora able to catch inside and finish that one for her fourth goal on the day. But in the second half of the last game against Mary Wash, really part of the reason why Jessica Webb was able to have so many saves was due to the Knights' defense forcing a lot of outside shots. And we haven't really seen that today, although Jessica Webb has played well and stopped a lot of those shots in tight. The Hornets have really gotten in pretty much right on crease and been a reason why they've been able to be so successful on the offensive end. So moving forward in the next 22 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this game, as the Knights are down 5 again, that would be something very helpful if they can force some more outside shots and help Webb and goal.
That's a great draw control by Chloe Mitchell. Gets it quickly to number 9, Natalie Rice. Natalie is one of those spotlight players today that have really shown up and kind of put forth a great individual effort and a team effort so far. She's done a lot with helping with momentum so far for the Knights.
This is a pretty key possession here for the Knights, as we're now coming down on 21 minutes remaining. It's Hannah Davis is going to find the back of the net, and really every possession now is going to be really important both on the offensive and defensive end, as Hannah Davis's third goal on the day, I believe.
Yeah, and just a quick little shout out, Hannah Davis using that left hand. She's primarily a right-handed player, but I know it's been a goal for her last season and this season specifically to really use that left hand as another notch in her tool belt. And so far this game, she's been really successful with it. I think so far 2 of her goals have been left-handed shots. So definitely putting in the work to get that left hand to be a dominant tool for her to have on offense. fitness next season as she's moving to Utah and graduating. But big congratulations to her.
And excuse me, that was just her second goal on the day, but been a really key part, obviously, on the offensive end, as she has been over the past 4 years. Hornets are going to set up their offense, and again we see a little clear through so that Trevisan can dodge. Got kind of tangled up there with Holly Cunha. Good hustle there by Hannah Davis. Hornets are able to keep possession.
Knights are going to have the ball as that pass just barely rolled out of bounds. Even though number 3, Kelsey Trevisan, tried to keep that one in.
As Jessica Webb's pass just goes off the stick of Kelsey Ray and out of bounds. Turnover number 15 for the Knights. And this is really where the Hornets can hurt you in those fast break opportunities. Knights do a good job of shutting that one down.
Great pickup by Hannah Davis. There was a missed pass in the center of the 8 that just kind of rolled into her stick. But
again, another turnover, number 16 for the Knights, and that's someone that you don't want to have the ball on a fast break. And Trevisan, as she knows how to find the back of the net, and that is going to complete her hat trick on the day. Third goal on the day, 42nd goal of the season. Getting that much closer to her own single season record of 50 back in 2019. And she adds 2 assists as well, which means she has passed Terry Apperson, who graduated in 1985, in career assists with 61. So congratulations to her as she continues to leave her mark on this Hornet team and make some Hornet history.
yeah, I think one thing to point out, Adam, is, there's a lot of these programs, these women's lacrosse programs that have been around for a couple dozen years, and they've really been able to recruit numbers and been able to kind of support a large team, where SVU comparison is a fairly new program. And so far, they've had great success under Coach Rainey Whitworth, who used to be an SVU player, as that will be another goal for the Hornets, unfortunately.
Yeah, again, fast break. Really, really tough to handle the Hornets when they get going on a fast break, and also when they get momentum. They're a team that is really heavily driven by momentum, and we really haven't seen them just get one goal. If they score, it's going to be a 2 or 3, even 4 goal run. That's just kind of the team that they are. That goal by Kari Sandler, assisted by Dara Gregory.
Yeah, that brings up a good point that, these two offenses play very differently. The Hornets very much, I don't want to say push, but very much encourage the one-on-one to cage. play, where SVU in comparison, they really are an assist-heavy team, which can make it a little bit harder to defend and to, score on, but at the same time, there's a lot of versatility that can happen with the attacking side where we see SVU, they have a lot of assists, and the Hornets have a lot of 1v1s, which is an interesting comparison to make. The Hornets are playing really far out, way past the 12.
Good defense there by Hannah Davis. But again, just hard work by the Hornets players, able to not allow for an easy pickup on that ground ball, and they're going to retain possession. Not really sure why the shot clock was ever reset there, as Hannah Davis never picked up the ball. But either way, the shot clock will again reset now. Hornets are definitely in no hurry as they hold on to their 6-goal lead with 17 minutes remaining here in this second half. Willing to take their time and pick out the passes that they want, as they are able to do there. Nikki Santora right on crease, wide open. And that was Mason Witten with the assist there. Off a beautiful pass. First time we've mentioned her name today, but definitely a big part of the offense. Witten, that is. That's her 10th assist on the season, adding 12 goals as well. The senior from Charlottesville, Virginia, majoring in exercise physiology, planning to be a physical therapist, along with a handful of others on this Hornets roster planning to go into physical therapy. So good luck to them, as they now have a 7-goal lead with just under 17 minutes remaining now. And draw control by Mason Witten. Good hustle there by Hannah Davis, and she's going to be rewarded for her hustle there. Ball given to the Knights.
There's a good check by number 3, Kelsey Trevison, again. Being one of those players that we've mentioned a lot this game, and for good reason. I mean, she's been an asset on the defense and on the offensive side as well.
As the Hornets will again set up their offense as they hold on to their 7-goal lead with under 16 minutes remaining now. Second half, as you've mentioned, Taylor, Hornets being really patient, but even more so now as their lead has grown. Really in no hurry whatsoever, as that pass just dropped by Santora on crease. Really got exactly what they wanted. Santora's defender was screened for her. She came off the screen right in the position that she wanted, just unable to connect on the pass there. But really, got to give credit to Coach Bruce Reed for the Hornets, who is in his 19th season as the head coach of the Hornets. Really getting everything that he wants for his team on the offensive end here in the second half. Natalie Rice, trying to do it all by herself, is able to make her way through 4 Hornets defenders. Her shot goes just wide. Thatcher had the backup.
As we talked about before, I mean, the comparison between SVU's attack and the Hornets' attack is the SVU look for assists. So maybe more players like Natalie Rice really just kind of taking the ball and bobbing and weaving to the inside the 8 could be a real game changer here and real change momentum. As we're going to see number 7, Paige Sieverts, take the ball in the center hash, which this is really an ideal situation for her specifically, as she is one of those key players that have really helped the Knights out through the season. That ball's going to go high.
Yeah, it looked like a good check there. Great work there by Thatcher. The Hornets did a good job of catching the ball before it went out of bounds, but Thatcher was really smart there as the Hornets defender was trying to drop it in the crease for the goalie, and Lauren just intercepted it, just took it away from her, and then finds her teammate, and it looks like the goal's going to be called off.
They're going to call Alyssa Johnson on in the crease there, which, I mean, you could argue that she was pushed inside, but the refs are ultimately the ones that are going to make that call.
As another turnover, it was Kaylin Satterfield just lost the ball there, and Natalie Rice again. We've mentioned her name quite a bit today. That's going to be her 4th goal in this game, just taking advantage of the mistake there. And going back to that in the crease call, we talk a lot about it on the men's broadcast with that push call or dive call in the men's game being very similar to a block charge call in basketball. That's really probably the hardest thing that the refs have to do in a lacrosse game. And unfortunately for the Knights, didn't get the break there, but are rewarded for their efforts. And Natalie Rice is able to cut the deficit down to 6. And now, as there's 14 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, these draws are becoming that much more important. Yeah, and that's a tough break for Hannah, as she's just working hard, as both teams are doing, off the draw and in the middle of the field, and obviously unintentional there, but going to be called, and that's a really tough break, not only for her individually and what's going to be her last home game, but for her team as they're trying to complete this comeback here.
For the Knights being down 1 with the Hornets having a chance on attack, but it looks like the Knights are going to get a little bit of gust in their sails as that pass goes out of bounds and is picked up by Knights defender Kelsey Ray.
Yeah, and McCall Dunn did a great job there. Obviously, Knights having one less player on the field, she had to kind of split between 2 players, and she slid at the perfect time and caused that pass to go awry and out of bounds. And now the Knights have possession, and they're working really hard to get this clear. The ball is still on the ground. The Hornets are really making it tough on the Knights. Both teams working hard. That was almost a full minute of the Knights trying to clear the ball, unable to do so, and ball's going to go back with the Hornets here, and they're also going to have a and there's an easy goal for Dumas, as she's just able to carry that one right on crease with no one coming down on her there. And that will be her third goal of the game. Now, the fourth player for the Hornets to have a hat trick or more. Hornets lead back up to 7.
It's a little bit of a learning curve coming from high school and going right into college lacrosse, but I think she's done a great job of really picking up the game, and the intensity level has definitely changed. She's definitely been one of those players that, although goes unrecognized a lot of the time, still continues to give 100% effort and helps with the SVU defense. So, a quick little shout out to her, as the Hornets will score again on a fast break.
Yeah, Peyton Seville doing a good job being able to get into a good position. That'll be her fourth goal on the season for the freshman midfielder from Berryville, Virginia. Planning to major in nursing and wants to be an ER nurse. As we will have a timeout here by the Knights, and we will take the opportunity to focus in on one of the other seniors, Kelsey Ray. Kelsey will graduate with a major in family and human development and plans to work in the human services field following graduation. In her career, Kelsey has brought in 62 ground balls and caused 37 turnovers as a defender. Kelsey is the only player in program history with at least 40 games played and starting every game of her career. Kelsey had these words to share on her time at Southern Virginia. Every day is a memorable moment with my amazing teammates. They are all my best friends, and I love all of our inside jokes. My most memorable moment would be digging ourselves out of a hole and beating Virginia Wesleyan by 5 last year. Congratulations to Kelsey on what has been an amazing career for her. Obviously a huge part of the Knights defense, and obviously wish her the best in whatever the future holds for her, as both teams are coming back on the field. So we have 12 minutes remaining now, and Knights are down 8, and obviously going to be really tough to try and make a comeback here in this game, but I'm sure message in that huddle for the Knights has just got to be leave everything on the field, for especially for these 3 seniors that we're celebrating today that have had such prolific careers, and that's something that everyone can appreciate and be happy about at the end of this game, even if it is a loss, that they can say, hey, we left it all on the field. And that next senior, Lauren Thatcher, now here going to be a part of the draw coming up from her attack position.
Mitchell got called for a push there. And quick goal by the Hornets, really catching SVU's defense off guard. 19-11 score, that they don't get behind by 10 goals. Because in the instance that that happens, then it is a running clock, and it definitely makes it a lot harder for the Knights to come back and have an opportunity to score against the Hornets. But we're going to get set up quickly here, as I think the Knights feel the urgency to start and to get the ball on their attacking side.
As that goal was scored again by Peyton Seville, second consecutive goal there. And assist will go to Carly Hughes. That's Carly's third assist on the season for a sophomore midfielder from East Newmarket, Maryland. And possession will be again with the Hornets. So we're going to have a second yellow card of the game. This one will go to Holly Cunha.
That card, although you don't typically get carded for push, I think it was a repeated offense card. There's been a couple of times in the first half and in this earlier in the second half that Holly's been called for a couple of pushes. So I think the ref just kind of said, enough is enough. You can't keep doing that. And as a consequence, she ended up getting a yellow card, which really was not ideal for the Knights' defense as the Hornets were able to score again. You see just Webb getting a little bit frustrated there, and I think rightfully so. I mean, it's hard to stay in the goal and keep taking those shots when it's a free position shot. There's not a whole lot that your defense can do to help you out. But that ball will release Holly from her penalty, and she'll be back in the game, which will make the Knights even again.
That goal will also give the Hornets a 10-goal lead, and which means the clock will continue to run here unless the Knights are able to cut into that lead. That will be the fourth goal for Kelsey Trevisan today.
Great effort there by Chloe Mitchell, and great pickup by Natalie Rice. It was a little bit of a wonky pass, but Natalie was able to make the best out of it. She's trying to make her way up the field.
Again, Hornets not making anything easy for the Knights.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely been an investment that SVU's been forced to make, as they really haven't seen a lot of teams this season that have pressured so heavily within the midfield. But the Hornets are doing a fantastic job of doing so, and I think it's really thrown the attack for a loop. But that doesn't keep Paige Sieverts from scoring. That was a beautiful left-handed shot. Hit top right corner.
Yeah, and we've mentioned it plenty of times here on the broadcast. When Paige gets into that position, she's tough to stop. She has a beautiful left-hand shot and a really good dodger. And even though everyone on the field knows what she wants and where she's going, you still can't stop her. Again, able to get to that spot on the field that she loves, and that will give the Knights their 12th goal on the day, and that is Paige's second.
Yeah, that really was a critical goal to make right now. I mean, it stopped the clock from running and put the Hornets at a 9-goal lead rather than a 10. So hopefully the Knights can keep some of this momentum going and bring the game a little bit closer.
As they'll give the ball to Holly Cunha and let her clear it. Now McCall Dunn. Does a good job there. Now the offense will get set up as we now have 9 minutes remaining here in this game, as Natalie Rice again just going to do it all by herself. Comes all the way from far side of the field, cutting right through the middle with that powerful right-handed shot. Finds the back of the net for her 5th goal of the game, and that will cut the Hornets' lead down to 8 as they lead 21-13 with just under 9 minutes remaining. And a little 2 goals back to back here. A good sign for the Knights. Still in a really deep hole, but back-to-back goals does make their situation look a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think, a change that we've seen with these past 2 goals is the Knights have won the past 2 draw controls, which we've talked about it over and over again, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but the draw control is huge with gaining momentum and, winning those 50-50 balls. And so far, SVU has been successful the past 2 draws and has been able to capitalize on the attacking side. So hopefully they've been able to, figure out something that works for them on the draw control, which continue to help them out on the attacking side as well.
As they are able to do so. 3rd consecutive draw control as they look for a 3rd consecutive goal here, and it's Alyssa Johnson with the ball.
We haven't seen Alyssa get the ball the second half, particularly just because she's been face guarded by the Hornets defense, and that pass is going to be turned over to the Hornets, and I'm not really sure who that pass was intended to, but nonetheless, Holly Cunha takes it up for the Knights. Bobs and weaves down the field looking for an open teammate.
Yeah, it looked like Alyssa was trying to find Hannah on that one as Hannah's defender tried to double the ball. Just a little bit high, but fortunately for the Knights, the player who was trying to clear for the Hornets, her pass went a little high, and Holly Cunha did a great job. So we see Paige working from the top of the field, and she's really more effective down here in this corner, coming back up to the top, as that's just beautiful defense there by the Hornets' Kaylin Satterfield, freshman defender from Baltimore, Maryland. And this is not what you want to see if you're a Knights fan, is Hornets on a fast break. But looks like they wanted to slow that one down, but again, they're able to get the ball, and another great save by Jessica Webb. First save she's had in a while. That's a good sign for the Knights as well, as that save off Dara Gregory's shot. Dara, the junior attackman from Salisbury, majoring in sports management with double minors in accounting and management. Getting the ball on the ground, and Hornets are able to come up with it as Leah Dumas able to make her way right through the middle of the field.
Yeah, that second team that the Hornets have been running in the midfield has really been successful, especially within these past 5 minutes of the game. They've been able to stop SVU from really making any progress onto their attacking side. So Hornets are going to score again. That was number 7, Leah Dumas. He was able to make a goal off the 8-meter. Which will put the Hornets back up to an 8-goal lead above the Knights.
Yeah, that was Dumas's 4th goal. as the score is now 22-13 in favor of the Hornets with just under 6.5 minutes remaining, and they will just need one more goal to get back to the running clock here.
Great draw control by the Knights. Looking for a fast break.
Great save there by Broughton. Really, overall great play. Good play by the Knights to get into that position. Paige Sieverts thought she had an easy goal, and Broughton with a great save.
Yeah, that was just great lacrosse all the way around. I mean, great lacrosse IQ from both teams. Being able to get a shot off, but also being able to stop that shot.
Yeah, that's Broughton's 10th save on the day. That's another save for Jessica Webb, which will be her 12th save on the day.
Number 22, Lauren Thatcher will have the ball. We haven't seen her too much this game, although she is a vital part of the Knights' attack. Unable to hold on to the ball, though, as the Hornets cause a turnover.
Yeah, and we've mentioned it throughout the game, but really there's no time that the ball is in a Knights player's stick that the Hornets are making it easy for them. As soon as the Knights have the ball, there is pressure applied right away. And as you mentioned, really the first time that we've seen that throughout the entirety of a game, just really not making it easy. Looks like Holly Cunha is going to be called for another push there, but that push probably saved a goal. So
Yeah, now it's really just down to Jessica here to stop this 8-meter. SVU's defense does a great job of crashing. The Hornets are able to pull the ball out, though, and they're looking to run something on offense.
Trevisan trying to sneak that pass through. Ball makes its way to the ground, and Kelsey Ray comes up with it for the Knights.
With 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game, Natalie Rice is making her way up the field. And again, the Hornets not making it very easy for them. Great defense there by the Hornets, able to knock down that feed that Lauren Thatcher looked like was intended for number 9 Natalie Rice. The Hornets not in any rush to get anything going here on the attacking side. As there's less than 3 minutes and they still have 60 seconds left on their shot clock.
As they still hold on to their 9-goal lead. They are content to pass this one around. Kelsey Ray trying to do something to cause a turnover to get the ball back on their offensive side of the field, and just overextending a little bit there, and that allows for another Hornets goal. This time will be Dara Gregory. That'll be her second goal on the day. So the lead is extended to 10, and with this last remaining 2 minutes, clock will continue to run. Hornets are again going to retain possession.
Ball is knocked down, but recovered by the Hornets. As they're looking to just work the ball around and really try to wear down that shot clock. SVU is going to need to put a little bit more pressure on the ball if they're hoping to get the ball back before time runs out. As Natalie Rice was able to force a bad pass that went out of bounds and was picked up by Kelsey Ray.
Ball goes all the way back to Jessica Webb, who makes a good pass.
This is a really dangerous situation for the Knights to be in as the ball is on the ground right in front of their goal, but Jessica stepping out to stop that 1v1 to goal.
Yeah, and as we just have 15 seconds remaining, ball in the stick of Kelsey Ray, trying to find her teammate Chloe Mitchell. We'll go ahead and highlight the third and final senior for the Knights as the horn blows to end this game, and that is Lauren Thatcher. Lauren currently serves as the captain for the team and is currently majoring in business management and leadership with a concentration in marketing and minoring in psychology. Lauren plans on moving to Missouri to pursue her career in marketing. In her career, Lauren has caused 37 turnovers and holds the program record in ground balls with 134, games started with 57, and points with 142. Her most memorable moment was taking the big homemade night games trophy home when Crimson won the gold. Finally, Lauren would like to say that she is grateful for the support from her teammates, coaches, and family to be able to play the sport that she loves. I'd like to thank and congratulate Lauren for all that she's done and amazing career here in a Knights uniform, along with Hannah Davis and Kelsey Ray, as they finished their last game here at home for the Knights in a 23-13 loss at the hands of the Hornets. And here with me, Taylor Dime, and I'm Adam Peterson. We'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Knights Sports Network for this women's lacrosse matchup. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and go Knights.